Welcome to AI Frontiers, where we explore AI's cutting edge. Today, we're diving into a mix of breakthroughs, from brain simulations to quantum AI, and even a peek into the future of architecture.
Yeah, it's really amazing to see just how many different fields AI is pushing boundaries in these days.
So first up, let's talk about NeuroMimic, developed by researchers at ETH Zurich.
Okay.
It's an AI model that can simulate the neural pathways of the human brain in incredible detail.
What's really fascinating about this is its potential for medical advancements. Imagine being able to understand neurological disorders at a much deeper level, which could lead to much more personalized treatments and even maybe pave the way for some really advanced brain-machine interfaces.
It's pretty mind-boggling to think that we could one day have like a digital model of our own brains.
Yeah.
What kind of insights do you think we could gain from something like that?
Well, I mean, for starters, it could completely revolutionize how we diagnose and treat conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's.
Oh, wow.
By simulating the brain's activity, researchers could potentially identify like the very early warning signs of these diseases and develop therapies that are specifically targeted to address those.
That would be a total game changer for so many people.
Absolutely, it would.
It sounds like we're really on the verge of a whole new era in neuroscience.
Yeah, it's a very promising area of research for sure, but it's important to keep in mind that we are still in the early stages. There are a lot of challenges that still need to be overcome before we can fully realize the potential of brain simulation.
Right.
But the progress so far is really encouraging.
Yeah, for sure. Um, okay, so now let's switch gears a little bit to the world of quantum computing.
Okay.
There's a new paper from Stanford University, and the title is really interesting. Quantum advantage in machine learning.
Hmm.
And it suggests that quantum algorithms could completely revolutionize AI learning.
What's interesting is that these quantum algorithms are really, really good at recognizing patterns within massive data sets. And this has huge implications for fields like genomics and finance, where being able to analyze enormous amounts of data quickly and accurately is absolutely essential.
Can you give us like a concrete example of how this might play out in the real world?
Sure. So imagine a pharmaceutical company that is searching for a new drug candidate.
Okay.
With quantum AI, they could potentially sift through a massive data set of molecular structures thousands of times faster than with current methods.
Wow.
This could significantly speed up the entire drug discovery process and lead to faster development of new treatments.
That's incredible. It sounds like quantum AI could like usher in a whole new era of scientific discovery.
I think the potential is definitely there, but just like with any emerging technology, there are always challenges and ethical considerations that we need to address.
Speaking of ethical considerations, there's been a lot of discussion online lately about the implications of quantum AI, particularly around privacy and security.
Yeah, and those are definitely valid concerns as quantum computers become more powerful. We need to make sure that the data used for training these AI systems is protected and used responsibly.
Right.
We really need to be thinking about ethical frameworks now to guide the development and deployment of these powerful technologies.
Yeah, it's definitely a complex landscape, but it's crucial that we have these conversations early on to make sure that AI is developed in a way that benefits everyone.
Absolutely. It's all about striking a balance between innovation and responsibility.
Okay, so now let's move on to something a little bit more visual. Have you heard of TimeSculpt?
I have.
It's an AI tool that was developed by ChronoAI that can create 4D models for architectural visualization.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating application of AI. With TimeSculpt, architects can actually see how a building will age, how it will be impacted by weather, and how the surrounding urban environment will change over time, all in this dynamic 4D model.
So they can essentially watch a skyscraper evolve over decades right before their eyes.
Exactly, and it's a really powerful tool for making more informed design choices. Architects can consider factors that were previously very difficult to visualize, leading to more sustainable and resilient buildings.
That's a remarkable innovation, it sounds like.
Mhm.
AI is not just changing how we design buildings, but also how we think about the built environment as a whole.
It really is. It's a shift from static structures to dynamic systems.
This is all so incredibly exciting now. Before we delve into some of the other exciting advancements in AI, let's take a moment to hear what you, our listeners, are thinking. What are your thoughts on NeuroMimic's potential? Are you intrigued by the possibilities of quantum AI? And what about TimeSculpt's innovative approach to architectural visualization? We'd love to hear your take on today's AI news.
Yeah, it's really clear that AI is rapidly changing everything around us, and it's definitely sparking some really interesting conversations.
You're absolutely right. And speaking of interesting conversations, let's dive into the technical side of things a little bit. I've been hearing a lot about PyTorch's new quantum module. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure, PyTorch, which is a very popular open source machine learning framework, recently introduced this new module that is specifically designed for quantum machine learning.
Okay, so for those of us who aren't like coding experts,
Yeah.
what does that actually mean? Like, what's the significance of this new module?
Well, essentially, it's lowering the barrier to entry for quantum AI by allowing developers to experiment with and implement quantum algorithms directly within their existing PyTorch workflows.
So it's making quantum AI more accessible to like a wider range of developers.
Exactly. And that's really crucial because it could really accelerate progress in the field. The more people that are able to experiment with these tools, the faster we're likely to see breakthroughs.
That makes perfect sense. And speaking of accessibility, let's talk about Edge AI. It seems like this is becoming like a really big trend in the AI world.
It really is. Edge AI is all about bringing AI processing power directly to the devices where data is generated instead of relying on the cloud.
So instead of sending all of my data to a remote server,
Yeah.
my smartphone could actually process it locally using AI.
Exactly, and there are a few really big advantages to this approach. First, it enhances privacy because your data isn't being constantly transmitted to the cloud.
Right.
Second, it reduces latency, meaning that AI applications can respond much faster because they don't have to wait for data to travel back and forth.
So like my smart speaker might actually be able to keep up with my witty banter.
Maybe, but more importantly, it could enable things like real-time object recognition in self-driving cars or on-device medical diagnosis, even in areas with limited internet connectivity.
That's really impressive. But with all this talk about powerful AI, we can't ignore the human element.
Yeah.
What about the concerns surrounding AI's role in content creation? It seems like the EU is taking this issue very seriously.
Yeah, the EU Parliament is currently debating new rules to address concerns about transparency in AI systems, particularly those that are used for generating content like text, music, or even art.
So are the concerns about things like copyright and the potential for AI-generated misinformation driving this debate?
Absolutely. There are a lot of questions about who actually owns the rights to AI-generated content and how to prevent the spread of false or misleading information created by these systems. For example, how do we ensure that an AI-generated news article isn't mistaken for one written by a human journalist, or that an AI-composed song doesn't infringe on existing copyrights?
Yeah.
These are very complex issues that require a lot of careful consideration.
It sounds like it's a real balancing act between fostering innovation and protecting creators and consumers.
It is, and it's not just about legal frameworks, it's also about ethical considerations. Dr. Lauren Patel, who is an AI ethicist, has been a very vocal advocate for ensuring that these AI tools are developed and used in a way that respects human creativity and intellectual property.
So it's not just about what AI can do, but also what it should do.
Exactly. We need to think about the broader societal impact of these technologies and make sure that they align with our values.
This leads to kind of an interesting question. What about the ethics of quantum AI? We talked about this a little bit earlier, but it seems like this is a rapidly evolving area with its own set of unique challenges.
It absolutely is. As quantum computing and AI converge, we need to really think deeply about the potential risks. For instance, could quantum AI be used to create incredibly convincing deepfakes that are virtually indistinguishable from reality? Could it be used to crack encryption methods that are currently protecting sensitive data? These are just a few of the questions that ethicists and researchers are grappling with right now.
It sounds kind of like a Pandora's box.
It can feel that way sometimes, but it's absolutely vital that we engage in these open and honest discussions about these challenges. We need to develop ethical frameworks and guidelines that can anticipate potential problems and help guide the responsible development of quantum AI.
It's a lot to consider, but as we've seen today, AI is impacting so many different aspects of our lives, from healthcare and scientific discovery to art and architecture. And as AI continues to evolve, it's essential to have these conversations and make sure that this powerful technology is used for good.
Yeah, it really is incredible to think about just how far AI has come, and it's even more fascinating to imagine where it's headed next.
Yeah, I totally agree. We've really only just scratched the surface of what might be possible.
And speaking of scratching the surface, let's revisit some of the groundbreaking innovations we've talked about today.
Sure. Where do you want to start?
Well, NeuroMimic has definitely captured my imagination. The idea of simulating the human brain in such detail It's both really exciting and a little bit daunting at the same time.
I know what you mean, but it really is a testament to how far AI research has already come.
Yeah.
Just imagine the possibilities if we could actually like unlock the secrets of the brain.
Yeah.
New treatments for all kinds of neurological disorders, a deeper understanding of consciousness, maybe even the ability to like enhance our cognitive abilities. It's pretty amazing.
It's almost like science fiction is becoming reality right in front of us.
It really is in a lot of ways, and it's not just about medical advancements either. Think about the potential impact on things like education and psychology.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, could we have personalized learning programs that are specifically tailored to like an individual's brain structure? Could we develop new therapies for mental health conditions based on a deeper understanding of how the brain actually works? The implications are just vast.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there's the whole mind-bending world of quantum AI. That Stanford paper we discussed suggests that this technology could like totally revolutionize
Yeah.
how we analyze data, leading to major breakthroughs in fields like drug discovery and material science.
It's all about finding patterns and insights that would be impossible for us as humans to detect on our own.
Right.
Quantum AI has the potential to like accelerate scientific discovery at an unprecedented rate. It's really exciting.
It really makes you wonder what other mysteries we might be able to solve with this kind of power.
I know the possibilities really are limitless, but as with any really powerful tool, we need to proceed with caution and make sure that quantum AI is developed and used responsibly.
And speaking of responsible development, let's not forget about TimeSculpt and its innovative approach to architectural visualization. It's really fascinating how AI is changing not just how we design buildings, but how we interact with our built environment as a whole.
Yeah, it's a big shift from thinking about static structures to thinking about dynamic systems.
Right.
With TimeSculpt, architects can actually visualize how a building will age, how it'll interact with everything around it, and how it will adapt to changing conditions over time.
Wow.
And this leads to more sustainable, more resilient, and ultimately more human-centered designs.
So it's not just about aesthetics. It's about creating spaces that really work in harmony with their environment and the people who use them.
Exactly. It's about taking a holistic view of the built environment and using AI to enhance both its functionality and its beauty.
Well, as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of AI, it's clear that we are on the cusp of a technological revolution unlike anything we've ever seen before. From simulating the human brain to harnessing the power of quantum computing. AI is pushing the boundaries of what's possible and reshaping our world in some really profound ways.
It's an exciting time to be alive and an even more exciting time to be involved in the field of AI. But it's super important that we remember that AI is a tool, and like any tool can be used for good or for bad, it's really up to us to shape its development and make sure that it's used to benefit everyone.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from the incredible potential of NeuroMimic to the ethical considerations surrounding quantum AI. It's been a whirlwind of information, but I hope you found it as thought-provoking as I have.
Me too. I always enjoy these conversations. It's important to stay informed and engaged with these technologies as they continue to evolve so rapidly.
Absolutely. And to all of our listeners out there, we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the future of AI? What excites you? What concerns you? Share your insights with us and join the conversation on social media.
Yes, please do follow @AI for the People. For more in-depth discussions and explorations of this ever-evolving world of AI, the future is being shaped right now, and your voice matters.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into AI frontiers. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. The future of AI really is in our hands, and it's up to all of us to create a future where this powerful technology serves humanity and makes the world a better place.